how to contemplate and understand Paticcasamuppada. So any like understanding it as these external factors, these events, its timeline, its theory, its ideas, even mental objects. It's not really what Paticcasamuppada is about. So, and the Buddha actually explains how he discovered it. He didn't discover it, step by step or something. Step one, we start with ignorance and you go to Sankara. It's not. He didn't discover it like that. He discovered it by going backwards. So it's like digging down. And how you do that? Uh, it starts with like all day sickness, death, separation, but there is an unmentioned step before you even do that, because even you can somehow understand how what all day sickness, death is. You kind of know what they are, but why are they relevant to you? You don't really have a good grasp on that. So first, even before you can understand Paticcasamuppada, you must understand how your whole experience is undermined by all these sickness, death, whatever. Okay, all these liabilities of suffering. First, you need to see that. That's the first step before you can know what Paticcasamuppada is even about. Okay, so that requires actually like developing the perception of danger in sensuality. You first must see your situation is not a good situation. It's really a perilous situation that you are in. Like you are in the Maras domain. You are like trap baited, pursued by its hunter. You are in a hunting domain. Okay, you are in really not a good situation. Whatever you value are undermined by all this sickness, death. So, and Buddha contemplated further. Okay, what is the condition for all these liabilities of suffering? What is the condition? Why I am liable to all this suffering? He asked. And the answer is birth. So this is like tricky, because birth is also there's like physical process. You can think of it like that, and it is also that, but it is not like the physical process from an external point of view. You can think of like this internal experience of birth, for example. Or more precisely, he described birth as the acquisition of the sense spheres. So, or another way could be appropriation of the aggregates. That is the birth, actually. So that acquisition is not like something completed, an event that's completed and it's irrelevant now. Like the physical birth could be understood. Uh, you, you need to understand the relevance. Like that acquisition is still, the acquisition. You're still acquired all these aggregate sense spheres. So that is the reason. That is the sport, sankara of those liabilities of suffering. Yeah, it's like how you go about contemplating Paticcasamuppada, and you can dig further. And what is the reason for acquisition? The reason for acquisition is that you assume that you can appropriate, you can own these spheres. You think they are ownable. And that's the assumption, that's the padana. And why, even why would you even assume that? So what would be the support for even going that direction? Because there is like going that direction, there is like a prospect of pleasure in there. You acquire those spheres to experience pleasure through them. That's really the purpose of it. What's the purpose of experiencing pleasure? What is the motivation? Is craving? Craving is like the dormant, you can think, like the passive part of that process, that wanting. And you can further dig down. What would be the reason even for that? Why would you crave, anything? So you think you crave for things, for example? That's an assumption actually. What you crave is in the things. That's one of the padanas. What you really crave is on the level of feeling. Crave for or against feelings, really. You crave for objects so that you can somehow affect those feelings on the level of feelings. That's the purpose. And the feelings, how are feelings, even discerned? Now you are like recollecting like the image. You're like very subtle layers now. Because whatever you're craving, for example, can't be outside of the feeling. The feeling is a greater image than the whole samsara, basically. Or like outside world is like your whole attitude towards outside world is within the present feel. Okay? It's all about the present feeling actually. Or even all your ideas, all your theories are just based on that feeling and that craving, that conjoint with regard to that feeling. Because you actually never experience a feeling without craving. This is like the idea that you can is a fallacy. Okay, feeling is always comes with a craving. So you actually want to discern it like two simultaneous sticks. It actually works in that level. You crave against a feeling, and also you feel your craving. That's like inseparable. You want to discern that. Actually, discerning that would like really enough actually for advancement. And that's really like on the level of feeling, you're like on the level of image now. You're like on the correct level of analysis now. There is the feeling and there is the attitude towards the feeling. There is the craving with regard to feeling. Everything comes together on that level. So it's how you recollect. That's the same thing actually. Right recollectedness and Paticcasamuppada, it's anatta. By recollecting, you are actually diminishing the, recollecting the image is leaving less space for your sense of self actually. The more you recollect, the more your sense of self will diminish. So, then, on the level of the image, you recollect namarupa, the image, even your attitude, even your point of view, experience, everything is in the image. And the consciousness, that negative aspect of that image. Yeah, you are recollected now on the level of the image. So this is how you want to practice. You don't want to draw these lines and make tables of sutta references of this particular structure of Paticcasamuppada is how this interacts with this particular part. You don't really want to theorize. You want to dig down.